Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on what time you're watching this next video from me, Avomance. Today, we're in Minecraft 1.14. Look at it, it's amazing. The textures and the colours and everything. I'm really pleased that I actually ended up doing it in the village as well, which is fabulous. But today, we're not talking about villages, we are talking about customising your world. Now, Minecraft is really good at generating worlds. Look, behind me, it's got some nice trees and skies and grass and stuff, but why don't we customize that to make it just that little bit better? So today I'm going to show you 5 different types of customized trees. Some of these are going to be trees that do exist in the Minecraft world, but some of them, they're going to be trees that do not exist. They're customized trees that aren't in the game, so they make it even more interesting. Let's get over to the first one. The first tree we are going to look at is a classic oak tree. So all I've used in terms of blocks, you can see we've got the oak block, the oak log, we've got the oak leaves, and I've also thrown in just a little bit of jungle leaf because it gives a fantastic contrast with the oak leaves. You can see there how it just gives a little bit more texture, and as a result the tree looks just a little bit more alive. At the bottom we've created this root system, and it's very difficult to make things that are round and straight and go off in multiple directions in Minecraft because it does tend to work a little bit north, south, east, west, and it's very square. So we have to work with that. But inside you can see we've got some twisting branches. I'm going to just climb the tree. Oh, it's like I'm a kid again. There we go. We've climbed the tree. And as a result, we can see how the branches have twisted as we've gone up and down in that tree. And we've made the leaves come out from the ends of each branch because, I mean, obviously that's how the leaves work. They come out from the tips of the branches, and we've grown them around so as they kind of meet each other, but in some areas not quite. You can see there doesn't quite meet the next branch, and as a result you get a really nice looking effect where the tree is very natural looking to the normal world. You've got gaps where you can see the trunk inside, but ultimately it looks like a really nice looking tree. So try and make this in a way that isn't too round. Oak trees are not round, they've got a very irregular shape, and this is what we've tried to make here with this irregular shape. So I'd love to see what you come up with. Do tweet me with any pictures that you've got of some oak trees that you have made in a custom way. It's time to go to the next one, and you can just about see it on the horizon over there. This is the custom spruce tree, and as we come to it you can see we've done it slightly different to the classic Minecraft spruce tree, whereas we've got almost a Christmas tree effect where it goes straight from the top to the bottom, because that's actually what real spruce trees look like in real life. Now this one's a bit more of a monster. We've used less different types of blocks. We've got spruce logs, spruce leaves, and the spruce wood as well, and we've got a more regular looking trunk, and as a result of the spruce trees really being far more regular in their shape and size, they're very up and down, our spruce trees, and they've got branches that come out in a fairly regular way. So up here you can see we've come out in the north, south, east and west direction, and have got just little offshoots for the leaves to come off of, and you'll notice that also the leaves go out from those branches. They don't come inwards, because if you look at a spruce tree they're very outside with their leaves. They don't have leaves close to the trunk at all, they're very outside. And we've put some snow on it just to make it a little bit more interesting, because we're up in the mountains. Obviously the snow is entirely optional, you don't have to put snow. If this spruce tree was in a desert, well, I'd probably say it was lost, but it certainly wouldn't have any snow on it. So, but you can see we've got a very nice, relatively regular, but we've roughed it up a little bit with some extra spruce leaf blocks every now and again, and I think that makes for a really nice effect. And if you had a spruce forest that had spruce trees interspersed with these big spruce trees, that would be a really interesting place to live. Now, I have never really been a fan of the birch tree. Birch wood doesn't really do it for me, and the birch trees themselves are just a little bit dull. So why don't we try and jazz it up with some kind of giant birch tree? So what I've used here, again, I've used the birch logs, I've used the birch wood, I've used some birch leaves, and I've also used just a few spruce leaves because the colours are fairly similar. If you look here, the colours are fairly similar, but they do lift those birch leaves out a little bit by putting some spruce leaves in there. This is a sprawling root system. It's grown on the side of a mountain, so obviously the roots are going downwards. They're probably searching out that water, I imagine, because birch trees are incredibly greedy when it comes to water, but they're very straight. It's straight up and down. It's not got a lot of branches like a birch tree, and the leaves are all fairly high up on that trunk, so you've got quite a high canopy. It's relatively round, and it's also not too thick. You can see the trunk through the leaves relatively easily, and that I think is a really nice way to make maybe a birch forest look a little bit more interesting. And you could have that outside a village or in some way just to break up the surroundings that you've got when all you've got is a load of straight up and down birch trees. Look at the side of that mountain. They just look like someone's taken some whitewash and flecked them with dead insects, don't they? That's not really what you want in your world. You want something that's a little bit more meaty like that fella. How about some trees that don't actually exist in the game, or at least not yet? So what we've done here, we've taken some oak leaves and some oak fence, and that is it. And what we've created is some poplars. So these are poplar trees, and they've got an incredibly thin trunk as a poplar tree, and they've got a high canopy, and the leaves kind of make that almost like a witch's hat shape, but they poke out at the sides. If you look up a picture of a poplar tree, you'll see that that's actually a relatively good shape for them. They have exactly 0 leaves until you get very, very high, and it's almost like someone shoved a load of leaves on the end of a broomstick. But they do appear quite a lot on landscapes. You can see them from a long way up because they are incredibly tall trees, and because of their long, straight trunks, they tend to grow in clumps together. Otherwise, if there was just one on its own, it'd get blown over by the wind. So they protect each other from the wind as a result of being in a group. And that is just another interesting way to make your landscape look a little bit more poppy, because these guys don't exist in Minecraft. These are completely custom, and you can make your Minecraft world look entirely unique with something like this. Let's get over to the last one. We've got a tropical paradise here. Look, we've got a beautiful coral reef, we've got mesa islands, we've got loads of beaches, so we've got turtles lurking around here somewhere as well. What we need is a lovely palm tree. Palm trees do not exist. Look, there's a turtle. I knew there was one. Palm trees do not exist in Minecraft. At least they don't yet. Mojang have said they're going to include them in a future update, but it is not the 1.14 update. So we have to make our own custom palm tree. This is made out of jungle wood. We've got jungle wood logs, jungle wood planks, not planks at all. We've got jungle wood itself. We've got jungle leaves, and we're also using some brown terracotta, and I'll come to that in a minute. So the leaves are curved over, and we've just used a fairly easy curve with the kind of going across and up and across a few, and then up and across a few more, then down and down and down. And we've edged those off slightly to build that 3D shape that's slightly hollow on the underside. We've done it in 2 layers, a smaller leaf underneath the big leaf. Again, we have to go north, south, east, west here, because coming out in the kind of diagonal points actually makes the tree look a little bit weird. So we've not done that. We've curved this trunk across because palm trees curve so often the wind pushes the weak trunks over until they get big and strong, and then the wind don't move them back again. And at the top we've used that terracotta to lob a few little coconuts in there. Obviously you need, it's more a coconut tree than a palm tree, I grant you, because if you've got coconuts in it, it ain't a palm tree. But we'll use the generic palm tree name to describe what we're looking at. And we've got a few coconuts have fallen down there on the floor just to give it a little bit more action and movement. And I think that's a really nice big palm tree that you could include in any tropical scene. So there you have 5 custom trees that you can include in your Minecraft world to make it just that little bit more unique and a little bit more interesting. I will be absolutely delighted to see what you make of these trees. Tweet me a picture at Avo Minecraft, and I'd love to see what you have done. These turtles are getting a little bit frisky, and they make some proper heavy breathing noises as well. That's very, very unnerving. Anyway, if you have enjoyed that video, please remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you enjoy them, and I will keep on making them. And also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club. I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye. I've got a dog sniffing me.